Disturbing new images this morning of a 10-year-old boy alone and afraid when he was discovered by a Border Patrol agent in the middle of the Texas desert last Thursday. The boy's tearful plea, "I came with a group and they left me and I don't know where they are." Just days ago, this stunning surveillance video showing a smuggler dropping a pair of sisters from Ecuador, only 3 and 5 years old, over a 14-foot border fence.
Here, at least 3 helicopters. Oh, there we go. They're tracking the gotaways.
It's not recruiting people. Had a logo, a Russian logo, talking to me about like a Russian militia in Minnesota, yeah.
So we are humanitarian. Normally go up to people and talk to them. We will help them. But the thing is, 2 guys all of a sudden said, "Oh, we'd like to rape her."
In all of 2021, 450 total Chinese migrants crossed the entire border. This year, more than 20,000 in the last 4 months.
24,000 Chinese in the last 6 months versus 10 years. There's a lot of Chinese people.
President Biden and former President Donald Trump take dueling trips to the southern border to address the immigration crisis, one of the most volatile issues in this election season.
A lot of people in the community of New York, Chicago, they're getting frustrated with is you got people that are waiting for assistance, government assistance. They want food stamps, they want health care, they're sick, they need help. Well, then what they're seeing is being passed by some of the people who came here illegally, and they're getting instant shelter, instant food. They get the food part, they're getting instant benefits.
There's been a Latino migration since the dawn of time. Yeah, I'll be honest, if I was born in Venezuela and I was 16 years old, my brother just got killed by a gang, my mom died, I'd be running over that damn fence too for the American dream.
Jose Antonio Ibarra is the suspect who is charged in the murder of nursing student Lincoln Riley. He's a Venezuelan national who crossed illegally.
The United Nations, it turns out, is spending hundreds of millions of dollars in cash handouts.
Reports suggesting that the United Nations and NGO aid money plays a role in encouraging this migration. It has been estimated that these funds have already surpassed $1.2 billion in 2024.
And who pays the UN? Who's the UN's major funder? It's the U.S. taxpayer.
Those who can't pay may be forced to facilitate the cartel's illegal drug trafficking or face violence or death. The cartels then spread that money around, buying influence, favors, and corruption throughout much of Latin America and even the U.S. It's hard to blame the migrants who are hoping for opportunity and a better life for trying to reach the States.
Child trafficking is the main thing now that worries me.
And how did you feel as a resident, with these folks coming through? Is it
Scared because sometimes, you'd hear kids. There was one time there was a 10-year-old girl and a 13-year-old girl crying. I had to see what it was all about. Went outside to see what I could help them with because they were crying, screaming, ayúdame, por favor, help me.
Were they walking up through your yard?
Yeah, they're
or street?
alone. Yeah, alone in the middle of the night.
Where was the Border Patrol at that time?
Nowhere to be found. And these kids are by themselves. Are you going to come help them or do I have to help them? Well, no, if you help them, we're going to penalize you. And there's some kind of underground place for these kids to go into prostitution or sex trafficking.
Since President Biden took office, Border Patrol has encountered over 473,000 unaccompanied alien children.
It could be argued that the United States government has become the middleman in a large-scale, multi-billion-dollar child trafficking operation.
It is clear that the reckless open border policies of the Biden-Harris administration and the practice of releasing unaccompanied minors to unknown sponsors has resulted in an assembly line of children being sold into sweatshops, slavery, and prostitution as well as being shipped to strangers and pedophiles in cities across America, leading to the financial benefit and explosive growth of the Mexican cartels.
Bueno, aquí tenemos una orquesta.